Sometimes there's no peace in our mind about doing certain things or going certain places because of our bad memories and our negative experiences. Many people have to learn the difference between their own personal peace and the peace of God. You know, Pastor Chris brings that up because I'm sure that you guys at some time or another have heard somebody say this, another brother or sister in the Lord say this: I don't have a peace about that. Well, is that your own personal peace, or is that the peace of God? Many people don't know the difference. And they think that every time peace is disturbed, that means God don't want me to do that. No, it could just be just your fear. That's just you don't want to do it. Or you had a bad memory, bad experience about that. Or like I was praying about earlier today, you have adapted these different philosophies and quaint little sayings that are in the world today. You know, nice guys finish last and all that kind of stuff. Well, that ain't biblical. That's just what you always believe. God only helps those who help themselves. Well, that ain't nowhere in the Bible. But we'll grab a hold of that stuff, and as soon as God allows us to be in a situation where we really need the word of God, we need to understand what he's doing, we go by our own personal peace. I go by what my mama told me, my grandmama told me, what my daddy always said, and it's not really the peace of God. Yeah. Let me continue. I don't mean to preach on all of this, but I just need to make that point. Personal peace and peace of God. Since we've been in this role of ministering in this community, we have seen scores of people who are led by their own personal peace. If they don't feel right about something, they won't do it, even when God is clearly leading them. Even after God has clearly proven that it is him directing their steps, they still allow the past to rule their hearts. They allow previous church experiences to rule their hearts. They allow personal experiences to rule their hearts. Personal preferences, thank you. See, that's why I got you sitting here. Personal preferences to rule their hearts. They allow their expectations, to rule their hearts. They allow the way others treated them to rule their hearts. I recently heard a well-known television minister declare that they don't go places where they will be merely tolerated, but they only go to places where they are celebrated. And the crowd was yelling, yes, yes. I'll never forget that. I won't tell y'all who. Some of y'all may have heard this person say that. I don't go where I'm tolerated. I only go where I'm celebrated. Okay. That's a very powerful but unscriptural approach to ministry. What happened to obedience to God? See, this is why Pastor Chris is talking about the peace of God today. I don't know of any of God's prophets, apostles, preachers, or leaders who were living by that standard. Not only were most of them not celebrated, but they were hated. So we don't go where we feel we will personally benefit from the experience. Let me read that again. We don't only go where we feel we will personally benefit from the experience. You and I must go wherever God says for us to go. That's what I mean about the difference between personal peace and the peace of God. Because the peace of God will tell us to go places where you ain't gonna be celebrated.